Not clickbait, but Call of Duty's in trouble. The Black Ops 7 beta dropped, and almost overnight the community turned on it. Fans argue Battlefield 6 is pulling record numbers, and so don't know if this is the beginning of the end for COD, or just the wake-up call that it needs for the last few years. The mood around COD isn't just a disappointment, it's fatigue. Players, I think, are tired of hearing the new year, new vision, and only getting the same menus, the same movement, and the same frustrations. The anger this time, I think, feels different from a lot of players. Not louder, but finally, people don't hate COD just because it's bad. They hate it because it used to be better. I think, though, if you boil down all the complaints, the lag, the meta, the frustration, everything, only probably leads back to one thing, and it's that one word everyone uses, SBMM, skill-based matchmaking. It turned what used to be a casual, unpredictable shooter into a constant grind, and I think everyone feels as though that they're playing rank play. You can't just hop on, relax, and play those legendary Christmas noob sessions anymore that everyone kind of used to wait for. But the thing is, so Battlefield, and that's the reason why, because Battlefield doesn't do that. You just jump in and anything can happen, easy rounds, high rounds, chaos, and that's the unpredictable of fun, or the unpredictability that creates fun. I understand. I haven't played Battlefield, and I'm holding off because I don't think I'm gonna be a Battlefield player. I think I will play it for a bit if I was to play it, and then I think I'd want to jump straight back into Call of Duty if it did get better, and that's the question. But while COD players, the hardcore COD players, the ones like maybe me that are still playing it, or not maybe playing Black Ops 6, but waiting to play it and will be playing it, is that Battlefield 6, I think, has had a strong, very, very strong start, and it had 6.5 million copies sold in just 4 days. I mean, Steam alone made up just the most of those sales, but the twist is that Battlefield didn't reinvent itself, it just redefined what people like. And that's, I think, the important thing, is that it's basically what people like. Honestly, there's no gimmicks, there's no obsession with the retention curves, just a game built big around memorable moments. And I think that's what Call of Duty needs to get back to. Call of Duty's problem isn't just technical, it's identity. And one really good video that I want to recommend, I'm not going to put it on, but is this one, The Forgotten Aura of Call of Duty. I watched this earlier, and it basically sums it up, how Call of Duty used to have identity, and how all the different games have this identity and that identity, and how we got to now where we get to. And I think it's lost its identity, it's lost its aura. It's and this basically put the timeline on when it happened, and I recommend go check it out. It's by T-Dog Smitty, and I'll put it in the description here. But like, I watched this video, and it sums up basically Call of Duty right now. Now, Black Ops 6 tries to still do combat on the ground experience, but still kind of takes that jetpacky thing, sliding and all that. I think you either lean into it or you don't, and that's the problem with COD, is they've never really leaned into, they'll kind of half do it because there might be a bit of backlash from the community and this, that, the other. And okay, there's that element of listening to the community, but there's also that element of, you're going to do one thing or the other, don't try and meet in the middle. But yeah, I mean, I think here's the bit that nobody seems to talk about. Not everyone talks. The gunplay, I personally think, for Call of Duty on Black Ops 7 feels tighter. I think that Treyarch adjusted the TTK and the spawns during the beta, and I think they did a good job of that. And for once, I think they're now starting to communicate. It's not a case of like sniffing ass or anything like that. I genuinely think that Treyarch have done a really good job in the beta to basically communicate with the community. And I mean, I would also say, you got to remember that Treyarch, I believe, has delivered some of the best CODs in the entire franchise. And I think if there's a studio that can pull it off, it will probably be them. I'm not a big, massive fan of Infinity Ward. I think that what they have done, and like, I mean, if you know the things about the SBMM, they were the ones that were pushing SBMM. It makes me feel as though they never listened to the community. And that's, I think, for the last Modern Warfare 1, 2, 3, the 2019 remake, or the remakes, Modern Warfare 1 brought back the element of what COD was about, and I can't say that Black Ops 4 really, or Cold War and that, were really selling it then. I think there's always been a problem of leadership and misdirection within the COD games, and since certain individuals left, I mean, David Vonderhaar back in the day and all the others, like, those were the OG like COD makers. They made the game what it was, and that was where the community was, I think, a strong community. But I think a lot of COD's worst habits come from higher up, so the monetization systems, yearly deadlines, and engagement targets, that's what drove the game to be the way it is. And I'm hoping that, so when the design decisions come from spreadsheets instead of players, you end up with games that feel more like a product and a passion project. And I think that's why Battlefield's success matters, because they've spent time on this game where it's not a yearly thing. And I don't think that Call of Duty will ever move over to a model where it's not released yearly. But I think personally that's kind of maybe slightly the problem. So I mean, here's some closing thoughts. I think, or some thoughts as a real optimist. I don't want to be like the rest of everyone else in the community and I'm going to shit on Call of Duty, because I think there's also for me as well as a content creator, I'm going to be starting creating more content. I think there's going to be a big gap in in YouTube where people stop playing Call of Duty and start playing Battlefield, and I think that's not great for some of the people that still want to play COD. And I plan to create content around it because I think it's going to be a fantastic year. Actually, I think if they're listening and they're not going to put SBMM in, which I can't see why they would go back on that at all now, because it would, and even for the next COD, I think the next COD after this one, even though this one's not even out yet, will be better because they probably won't put SBMM back in. They probably won't do disbanding lobbies, because why would you do that after this type of reaction? And it will have a good start because of none of this. I think what the problem is that a lot of people want to see COD fail, because if COD fails, then they have to pay attention. And I think, there's a really good video skit actually. We can watch it, but I think the backlash around Black Ops 7 is not a death sentence. It's a signal that they need to start doing something. And I think Treyarch is listening, and Activision needs to step back and allow Treyarch to breathe and do their own thing. And then maybe Battlefield does win this time round. And there's not a thing about winning or losing, because I think that COD will probably have more sales. It will. It's a big game, but I don't think overall the player base. I think there'll be a lot more people with Battlefield. COD will win because of how much of a more mainstream it is. But there's this video by Mighty Keith, and it's just, I am Mighty Keith.
So I'm telling the reporter, I say, I'm Call of Duty. I'm too big to fail.
So that's the thing, like the comment about it, too big to fail. It's that arrogance, and that's Activision. That's that arrogance, and I think that just burns at the community to want it to fail. They want it to fail.
We can sell them the same game every year, and what are they gonna do? Buy it every year.
Excuse me, sir. You may want to take a look at this.
Just one quick thing on that. But people will always make that joke, and I don't care. It is not the same game every year. It's a very close game, but why would you? It's a case of like, if there's a formula, why mess with it? And I think the problem is, the formula is now always just become the same thing, and no one's been happy with it because it hasn't changed. And the formula is SBMM and but yeah, I personally think that it's like EA and FIFA games. They're copy and pastes. They're like, it is what it is. This is the games. It's the nature.
I told you to never bother me while I'm gloating.
But you're always gloating.
So then never bother me.
Sir, it's Battlefield 6.
Battlefield 6? 6? Weren't they just in 2042? Them boys working backwards.
Well, it just came out. And look at these numbers.
Why are you giving me somebody's phone number? Who is this?
It's not a phone number, sir. That's the concurrent user base.
Oh my God, it's over. I'm cooked. I will never financially recover from this. I'm a fraud, a charlatan, a phony.
I think we need to issue some type of statement. Let people know we're still here. We're still a game that's coming out this year.
A statement like what? Do you see these numbers? I can't even count that high.
We got to do something. Something that our customers like. Something that our customers have been wanting.
I got it. Get Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson on the line. And we'll put him in the game. Make him a skin or something. Are you brain dead?
See, this is where this video here, not this one, this was me. This video here is basically summarizes that kind of statement. That's why I highly. I know it's a 21-minute video, but I highly recommend watching that. It was perfect for the summarization. Why COD is becoming.
We need to remove skill-based matchmaking. Kinda.
But that gives the player what they want.
I got out of this when I first watched it. Is it because we have to remove skill-based matchmaking? Kinda. If they put it back in the game, you'd know, but you wouldn't know. They could hide it.
Yes.
Can we make money off doing that change?
I mean, it's possible that's alluring enough to sell, a few more copies or so. But really, the whole point of that is to better the experience for our customers.
Don't care! If it makes us more money, do it. Get Xbox on the line and tell them to raise the price of Game Pass so we can make more money on that avenue.
Sir, they just raised Game Pass $10. Tell them to raise it again. Sir, we are already at a record low player base. Don't you think we need to start implementing changes that are in the better interest for our players rather than the better interest of our company and money? No, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Battlefield 6? Game doesn't even have a ranked mode. Most of the people that play Battlefield 6 are not trying to sweat. They just want to be immersed in an incredible combat experience with them and their friends so they can share stories tomorrow, next week, a month from now, a year from now, decades from now. That's what keeps getting the player base back. It's not all about ranked mode and just being better than someone else.
Lame!
We're never going to financially recover from this.
Or that's just crazy.
So that's just some. There's so many videos like this that just summarize effectively the whole story. This is a great one. I do highly recommend anyone watching this one. But I mean, yeah, like I just think that COD has got too cocky, and I think it needs to be brought back down to earth. And I think it will be brought back down to earth by a lot of players. But I don't think I'm going to be one of them. Personally, I think that it's going to be, for me, I think it's supposed to be a good year. For a lot of the hardcore players, SBMM does change a lot. For more the casual players, I think it's the recipe of there's nothing new, or it's not like, for me, SBMM makes a big impact to the game, and I think it makes it a lot more enjoyable. But to some people, they want to see bigger changes, and I think personally, this where in this video here he talks about the aura of Call of Duty and having certain themes, and at the moment it looks like the same hashed out menu every year. I think that's the biggest problem. So, but yeah, I'm not going to diverge and like keep talking anymore. I think at the end of the day, I think I've dropped my thoughts on this. I think that, yeah, I think there's a lot of negativity going around on Call of Duty. I think it's well deserved, but at the same time, I'm not going to be one of those players, or I'm not going to be one of those people to put negativity on it. I want it to do well, but what I want them to do is I want them to listen to the community. I think that either the leadership needs a bit of a change around, or I mean, yeah. But anyway, without further ado, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I don't know what the plan I do in the next one. I'm trying to move some content just up to the lead up to Black Ops 7. But yeah, please, it really helps out if you'd like. It really helps out if you subscribe. And if you have made it to the end, please do the following, yeah, and make a comment. I will interact with you down below. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.